coming down pretty fast and pretty furious. A lot of power out in the area. From what we understand, we had some locals stop by here and graciously give us some food, which we really enjoyed, but they were telling us there are trees down all over Calcasieu Parish right now and blocking some secondary roadways and a lot of power out. Fortunately, where we are right here, we still have power in some of the areas. And excuse me if I bend down, it's a little bit hard to stand sometimes. We sent one of our photographers out to shoot some of this video. Again, you can see the rain coming down sideways and really reducing visibilities. What makes it extra bad, actually, is that this is coming in at night, and so it makes it really hard, difficult to see if you're out on the road sometimes. The visibilities can be greatly reduced in that rain, and of course, when it's nighttime, it makes it even worse. Again, so far, the main damage here has been a lot of trees coming down and also the power outages that we've been hearing about. We have probably upwards getting close to 2 inches of rain. Fortunately, the latest squalls, well, just when I said that, here it comes back again, getting a little bit more in the way of rain. And again, if all indications are correct, Jim, we may get the eye coming fairly close to this area, maybe between me and where Mike Bettis is, but it's going to be a real long night tonight, and we'll try to hold out here. Oh, that one hurt. As long as we can. Let's get back to you over in Houston.
Jeff, I can't help, I mean, you're giving me a flashback here to last week. I mean, you were in Ophelia around Morehead City. They gusted to 80 miles an hour with that storm. Does it, I mean, that was the maximum wind gust, and you dealt with that for so many hours. Does it feel like what you were dealing with Ophelia right now with this storm?
It's almost up to that point right now. I'd say it's just below that point. Ophelia was pretty constant when we got into that eye wall. This kind of comes and goes. Now it's backing off just a little bit here. I would say probably within the next hour or two we'll probably surpass what we had on Ophelia. Obviously, that only a Category 1. And this one coming in now, a fairly strong 3. And folks need to remember that pressure at 930 millibars, that's as strong, if not a little stronger, than what Hurricane Hugo was when it came into Charleston, South Carolina in '89, and we all know what that did. So this is still a very, whoa, there we go, a very powerful hurricane, Jim.
Well, Jeff, I think by the time all is said and done, Advil ought to chase you down, and you ought to do a commercial for him, because you're going to have some aches and pains after this one, buddy. Thanks a lot for that report, Jeff. Again, obviously starting to get hammered. Again, remember, he's dealing with what he dealt with in Morehead City last week. Right now, with the storm still 80 miles away. Why is there such a low pressure with what is a Category 3 hurricane in Rita?
Well, the reason is we categorize on the Saffir-Simpson scale based on wind, not on pressure. The pressure is just a relationship. But let me show you some of the other hurricanes in the historic record in Texas and southwest Louisiana that have made landfall as Category 4 hurricanes, and their pressure compared to what Rita's is right now, at least the best we know it. Currently, Rita is 931 millibars. Now let's look at a couple other ones. Hurricane Carla, Port Lavaca, Texas, 1961. Category 4, the same pressure at landfall. The Great Hurricane of Galveston, 1900. Category 4, pressure at landfall, 936. Audrey, 1957. The Category 4 that devastated Cameron, Louisiana. Pressure 945, although there were some unofficial estimates that were lower than that. So this is way down there on the pressure scale, but they have not found winds in the aircraft that legitimize a Category 4 hurricane yet. But we have to be very careful, because let's look at the satellite imagery here for a second. It's been a fairly large circulation, but we've been noticing that the winds around the outside have been weakening quite a bit, so it's sort of contracting. We don't have an aircraft out there right now, at least we haven't gotten a recon message, but if it's still down to 931, the winds around the core could actually be strengthening, Jim.
Well, I'll tell you, Dr. Light, I mean, doesn't that look to you, as a meteorologist, much better from a satellite depiction than just from a few hours ago?
Well, that's right, Jim. Basically what's happened is the hurricane is so strong that the convection is basically rebuilt right around the center, and that's typical of very strong hurricanes. The thunderstorms go away, and then they come right back around the core because this pressure is so low. Jim?
All right, Guy. We'll hope that pressure doesn't keep lowering, and obviously this is strengthened upon landfall. Thank you very much, Dr. Lyons, for your insight, as always. Let's go to Mike Bettis now in Beaumont, Texas. Mike, again, we watched those bands. Okay, excuse me. Let's go. We're going to go back to Paul and Jennifer now, and eventually we will get Mike Bettis. Guys?
Okay, thanks. That's our storm tracker, Jim Cantore, in Houston tonight. Let's take a look at our radar here in SkyTracker 1. Actually, can show you some of the winds across parts of the Louisiana and Texas area. Before we get there, I can show you, again, the center of Hurricane Rita, the leading eye wall. Right now, it's about 60 miles from the Sabine Pass. Sabine Pass is where Texas and Louisiana meet there at the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, and that could very well be the landfall point of this hurricane, probably within the next, say, 6 to 7 hours. Again, it's moving on towards the northwest, just roughly around 10 miles per hour, and get there, I can show you, again, the center of Hurricane Rita, the leading eye wall. Right now, it's about 60 miles from the Sabine Pass. Sabine Pass is where Texas and Louisiana meet there at the coast of the Gulf of Mexico, and that could very well be the landfall point of this hurricane, probably within the next, say, 6 to 7 hours. Again, it's moving on towards the northwest, just roughly around 10 miles per hour, and
causes